Happy Thursday, everybody. We've got a two-game slate, and how about the Mets? Wow, we're on the Phillies. Changed it yesterday morning. So after looking at some stats and looking over everything, just felt pretty good about that. But two games today. We've got the Guardians going up against the Tigers and the Yankees and the Royals. We'll recap yesterday. Small profit. We had Phillies and the Mets first five under 4.5. That was a hit. Cleveland, Detroit over 7. That was based on Keeter Montero pitching, which he did for 6 pitches. And then they went to Brant Herter. The Tigers, the way they throw their pitchers drives me insane. From a handicap perspective, very difficult. So that was frustrating. I knew that was a bust as soon as Herter came in. I knew he was going to go for several innings, so that sucked. Let's see, Dodgers team total over 3.5, easy cash, 8-0. Yankees first five, that was looking like a cash. It was 2-0. Bottom of the fifth, Royals score 2. So that was a push. Mets money line at -105. Cha-ching. And Mets minus 1.5 at plus 225. That was a cash. So that was pretty nice parlays. First one we had Yankees, Guardians, Mets team total over 2.5. Cleveland let us down, 3-0 there. We had Mets, Yankees, Padres at plus 504. Padres let us down in that one. And then the New Mexico State University, Jacksonville State, that was just, Jesus Christ, they are terrible. That is a terrible football team. It was looking pretty tight in the first quarter, and then the second quarter, J-State just absolutely blew up and threw up like 26 points, and then it was just kind of over from there. So that one sucked. Prop leans, we went 2-0. We had we had Lugo under 4.5 Ks. I think he ended up at like 2, maybe 3. I don't even think he got the 3. And then we had Castellanos over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. He had 2 hits in that game. So 2 for 2 there. Nerfies gave out Cleveland and Detroit. That was a no-go. So they were down 1-0 after the first. And then I think I gave out Yankees. I don't know if I gave out Yankees Royals, but I did end up playing that and hit that. So, but can't count that because I don't think I gave that out. All right, let's get into game one. We've got Tanner Bybee going up against Reese Olson, I think. Like, just put your goddamn starting pitcher out. It's so annoying. Cleveland yesterday really struggled, man. They hit the ball. They hit the ball just fine, but 0 for 8 with runners in scoring position. They left 8 on base. 1 for 3 in the previous game of runners in scoring position. So they just cannot get a timely 2-out hit to save their lives. That's the difference in this series. Tigers have been able to hit with 2 outs. Cleveland has not. If we look at the Tigers yesterday, I mean, they were 2 for 10 with runners in scoring position. They left 6 on base, 1 for 8 the previous game with 8 left on base. So both teams are kind of in the same boat. It's not necessarily the weather or the wind that they just can't freaking hit with 2 outs. It pop-ups and weak ground outs, things like that. Cleveland hit the ball really good 2 games ago. Last game, they just didn't. They were out hit 9-3 yesterday. Again, Cleveland just continues to struggle versus left-handed pitching. They're baffled by it. And the Tigers they threw their guys yesterday. They threw Vest, they threw Briss, they threw Holton. They kind of threw everything they had at them yesterday. We look at the Guardians. They used a decent amount of pitchers, but they didn't touch a lot of their main guys, right? We didn't see Clase and those guys. They did throw Smith, but I think they're in pretty good shape today. We look at Bybee. Pitched in game 1, and obviously both these guys pitched in game 1. Bybee, pretty good. He went 4.2 innings, 4 hits, no earned runs, had a walk, and hit a guy. So pretty decent. If we look at Bybee versus the Tigers this year, he's been pretty serviceable. He had his first 2 starts were kind of rough. He gave up 4 earned runs in both of his first 2. But if we look at his last 2 during the regular season, he gave up 1 earned run and 2 earned runs. So he's pitching pretty well. He looked really good in that game against the Tigers. He was mixing his off speed well. He was hitting his spots. So they seemed really baffled by him, to be honest. He's kind of a weird pitcher. The way he throws kind of comes out of his ear. So they looked a little baffled by him. Reese Olson did throw in game 1, another one of those where they Had an opener. It was Holton. They ended up scoring 5 earned runs right off the bat in Cleveland. Then they went to Olsen. He was pretty good. 5 innings, 3 hits, 1 earned run. Only earned run was a home run. Ended up facing, I think, 20 batters. So look at Olsen versus Cleveland. Faced them 2 times during the regular season. Gave up 3 earned runs in his most recent regular season, which was all the way back in July. And then gave up 1 in the other. So pretty good. That said, my gut feeling says Cleveland bust out here offensively. Like, you talk about a team that is due, they're freaking due. We're gonna have very minimal wind, about a 3-mile-an-hour wind blowing in. Should be okay for runs. Like, I cannot see Cleveland losing this game. It's just crazy to me to think that this team would lose. I expect them to hit. I like runs in this game. We haven't seen a lot, right? You kind of go to Detroit this time of year. It is kind of an under city. 6.5 is the over-under. I would lean over. I think Cleveland should score a decent amount of runs here. So give me Cleveland in that game. I like the first 5. I like the money line. That's where I'm at. But first 5, I think is best bet, just because we're pairing Reese Olson against Tanner Bybee. It's a huge mismatch. And that Tigers bullpen's been pretty solid. We know Cleveland's bullpen is solid, but they've been giving up some runs at the same time. So like the over, but first 5's my favorite bet in that one. Yankees and the Royals. Garrett Cole going up against Michael Wacha. Both of these guys threw in game 1. Both of them gave up 3 earned runs. Wacha did it on 4 hits. Garrett Cole gave up 7 hits. So 1 home run for each of them. Cole walked 2. Wacha walked 3. It's kind of weird to say. Cole struck out 4. Wacha struck out 3. So that's what it looks like there. Both pitchers okay coming into the playoffs. Cole was definitely in better form over his previous 2 starts in the regular season. Only gave up 1 earned run over 15.2 innings. That's over 2 starts. Wacha gave up 3 earned runs in his last regular season start against the Nationals. Then gave up 2 against the Giants. Again, I think the same thing. I think runs tonight, really. I like a lot of runs. We saw Yankees they won last night, and they were 0 for 6 with runners in scoring position. They left 11 on base. That is a lot of runners left on base. Royals bullpen could not get a clean inning. They were struggling, and they threw their guys yesterday too. At the end of the day, I just don't trust this Royals bullpen. We look at the Royals. They were 1 for 5 with runners in scoring position. They left 6 on base. They used 7 guys yesterday. Now Singer only came in and threw, I think, just the Judge. So only had one guy there. But like I said, they used their guys. They were struggling to find the strike zone. I just can't back them in this spot. I mean, I'd love to see a game 5. Don't get me wrong. It's definitely value taking the Royals at plus 130. There is pretty heavy money on the Royals. If you look, the percentage of bets to money, there's sharp money on the Royals. Maybe if this climbs to like 140, 150, I can't take the Royals in this spot. But I do like runs being scored. Right, it's a way if you really want to back the Royals. I think the Yankees are scoring off of Wacha. I think they get to the bullpen. Giancarlo Stanton looked really good yesterday. That's probably the best I've seen him look in a long time, and he swiped the bag, which was pretty wild. Yeah, give me best bet for this one would be the over 7.5 and Yankees in this spot. Yeah, like I said, I can't get behind this Royals bullpen. I know they have been throwing better as of late, but you go back a month or two, they were not great. That said, Yankees bullpen's not going to blow you away either. But I do like the Yankees to get it done in this spot. I think we see offensive outputs in both games today. We're just due. We're due for some good offense in both games. So best bet in this one, I will take the over. All right, pitching report. You guys can screenshot that, do what you want. Maybe make some bets. You can see the Ks are projected to be pretty low for everybody. So there's some good value here taking the Cole under Ks, which we'll talk about. Park factors here. So home runs are going to be at a minimum. Minus 27% in Kansas City at Kauffman Stadium and minus 32% at Comerica Park in the Tigers game. But we do see runs are a plus in New York and Kansas City. That was the case last night as well. We did see a lot of fly balls that just kind of hung there, but should be a little bit better today. And then Comerica, kind of hard to hit it out, especially with that wind. Not a huge wind, though. We're talking 3 miles an hour. But the ball just, you get that far north, it just doesn't want to carry this time of the year. The barometric pressure is going to be a little bit higher, so that's going to decrease carry. Things like that. Let's talk about our best bets here. Let's get into that. So, first thing I like, Guardians money line. I just think they win today. We're getting them a minus 115 on BetMGM. I think it's minus 125 on DraftKings, but too much value there to not take the Guardians, in my opinion. Or you can take the Tigers at minus 105, I believe, maybe plus money on some books. Yankees run line. Like I said, I just think offensively they need to hit. We saw them win yesterday going 0 for 8 with runners in scoring position. I like the way the lineup's looking. I think they are they found a nice little lineup here that's starting to work. So Yankees run line at plus money. Too good a value there to pass up. Guardians first 5 at minus 120. Again, I trust Bybee. I don't trust Reese Olson. He is not a good pitcher. So give me Reese Olson. I would love to see a Tariq Skubal game at home. I don't know who the Guardians throw, right? They've got Gavin Williams. They got Ben Lively. Can't throw Cobb. I don't know who they got, so should be interesting, but I would love to see a game 5 there. Guardians first side, minus 120. Then next one, New York Yankees, Kansas City, total over 7.5. Parlays I like. We're going to take some alt line overs. We're going to take the Cleveland Detroit over 5.5. Yankees Kansas City over 6. Pair those together plus 108. And then we're going to take Cleveland Yankees money line at plus 207. So pretty straight. I don't love these games today, but it is what it is. Prop leans I like. Garrett Cole under 4.5 Ks at plus 110. Only had 4 Ks against them last time. This team was 3rd in strikeouts over the last 30 days. So Kansas City has been striking out a ton. And we saw Cole give up some runs earlier. I think it's going to be a shorter leash today if he gets in trouble. They let him go a little long last time. I don't think they do that today. Bybee over 3.5 hits at minus 105. Just really good value, and that kind of really leans to taking Cleveland first 5 if his hits are the over-under is 3.5, and he's heavily favored to go under that. So just really leads me to Cleveland. That's where I am at today. If you guys made it this far, give the video a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. We're chasing 300. We are pretty close, only 11 or 12 away. So really close there. Comment down below if you have some other plays that you think the community would like to see, and I will catch you in the next video.